My name is Steve Ford, and my rank is Machinist Mate Second Class, but most of the people in the Navy know me as Whitey. In 1970, after the draft was being implemented, I had a draft 5 as a number 5 lottery number, and so I decided I should join service and then join the Navy. Went in 1970. Well, I was raised on a farm, quite unusual, the big city life as compared to the farm life that I was used to. We went into the Navy life. I'm not used to, there was no water around where I was from, so it was a complete different experience for us. And the military was a complete different experience for me. Grew up in central Indiana, close to Lafayette. I don't know why I chose the Navy, other than I guess the theory was that you could ride the ship instead of march through the mud, so I chose the Navy. Well, it was interesting. You're not a complete hick from Indiana, but it's people you've never met before. I remember one of my bunkmate, the guy that was on the upper bunk from mine, was named Lacasse. I'm going to kick your ass, Lacasse, we always called him, and he was from New York City. And so, you got to learn different people and different nationalities that you had never seen or heard before. And it was quite an experience for a farm boy. Other than the basic seamanship at school is what we went through, so those type of things was things you need to know in the Navy, how to tie knots, how to swim, make sure that you could swim, and then how to close order drill and all that stuff. Get in physical shape that you weren't in before. So the boot camp I went to a lot of what they called A schools and other schools that you taught a lot more about what I ended up doing while I was in the Navy. Well, the A school for my rating was right the same place I went to boot camp. Boot camp in Great Lakes, Illinois, same place I stayed there. So it was fairly close to home. I could go home within an hour or two drive and be home. Well, actually, in the A school, it was book learning, but it was also a lot of showing you some of the machinery. It was pretty basic because, you worked on, say, a pump. They showed you how to build a pump or take a pump apart. But, it was a school in which hundreds of people have gone through, taking that same pump apart and putting it back together, so you kind of knew where everything went, kind of fell together almost. So it was a pretty basic knowledge. It wasn't, it was somewhat specific, but it really wasn't very technical. It really wasn't very technical for being A school. The A school was probably 6 months long up there, and luckily was able to get out of there before it got really freaking cold up in Chicago. And they ended up going from there to Nuke School in Maryland,